2026, and we are today we are going to discuss during the following 60 minutes about next European Union Generation Startup Europe Awards for circular and disruptive solutions in textile. Why in La Palma? Because we want to focus that in La Palma now there is a big tragedy from natural effects from the volcano, and also because they are the Champions League in Canary Islands about how to manage the textile in the circular economy. My name is Juan Revuelta. I'm the director of Fundación Finnova, and I will try to moderate the next 60 minutes. We have speakers not only from La Palma, but also we have speakers from Scotland, Argentina, and from different European Union countries. And we have with us today the director of Fundación Isonorte, but also here physically with me, we have Jurena. She's the director of the Biosphere Reserve from the island of El Hierro, because we have been discussing the last 3 days about the impact in the reservoirs of Biosphere worldwide about microplastics and textile in the biodiversity. Anyway, allow me to share some figures. Did you know that that all what is fashion, all what is textile and fashion, it means around from 2 up to 8% of the world's greenhouse gas emissions. It's important to understand that, and we have to change the behaviors of humanity. About 215 trillion liters of water per year are consumed by this industry. Textile accounts approximately means 9% of annual microplastic losses to the oceans. We believe in an objective no water into the oceans or in the seas. But we have to know that all this microplastic impact the biodiversity and the animals and is not right. Textile industry employs around 300 million people worldwide across the value chain, and many of them are women. We have to understand how to change and how to do better jobs and protecting these jobs, but protecting also the climate change and our Earth. Annual material loss of of more than $100 billion due to under and utilization, and it contributes 2.4 trillion to global manufacturing. What we know in Europe is just 1% of the textile are reused. It's because of that is one of the objectives of the European Union. We have with us today some of our partners also in a quite interesting pilot project called Circoax, financed from the European Commission, DG Grow. I'm talking of the COSME program, Circoax. We have here, and I say hello from here, Saram Yalda from Human Action, the people from Texfor, from Circular, David, and also from the European Institute of Design. And you know, it's around 1 million euros for doing what? For identifying the best 30 ideas in the field of circular economy and fashion. That is not only textile, is what is around fashion, but also about social innovation. Last 27, it was the deadline, and there have been around 180 different proposals, and from that, now our jury, they are identifying the best 30. They will receive around 12,000 euros cash, but also mentoring to transform that ideas into a real idea into the market or for a NGO, or even because it's good ideas in that two sense, circular economy and textile. We will keep you informed because for all the database of the people that are following us, you will be informed in the last months. And the mentoring, we will try not only that, but to transform that idea into a real idea with the help of the European Union funding. Allow me to explain that we are starting a financial period 2021-2030 from the European Union, European Commission, is the next generation program. It means, in terms of GDP, 12 times what was the so-called Marshall's Plan. Not only the European Union, in other countries, they are with the economic recovery plans. And what we pretend from today is in the discussion, in this COP26, with this COP26 umbrella, what we pretend is to focus that economic recovery has to respect the Green Deal, the world, the climate change, and also in this sector, textile, as we have seen, is very important. We need that innovation. There is a lot of funding, not only in the European Union, but also in the United States and in other regions in the world for that economic recovery. Let's do together, let's work together to help in that. Okay, we have three panels. We are now to start the institutional panel. After, we will have a roundtable with experts, and at the end of the session, we will inform who is the winner. They are with us today, and is of this special edition COP26 Startup Europe Awards. What Startup Europe Awards is a open innovation methodology from the DG Connect of the European Commission, implemented worldwide from Finova Foundation. And what we pretend is to identify the best new ideas in this field. And we have tried to identify the best project, and we have done that. Anyway, let's start now with this institutional panel from La Palma, Canary Islands. We have today this, we are from the last weeks, this problem of quality of air for the citizens of La Palma is a drama. What is happening is affecting their daily life, and from our opinion, doing that, we want to focus the solidarity, but also to understand from them how they were working in textile recycling and helping with this Fundación Isonorte. And we are here because it's a suggestion from the government of the island, of the Canary Islands. Anyway, in this institutional panel, I would like to give the floor to our colleague that is with us, is Llorena. She's the director of the Reserva de la Biosfera of El Hierro, but she's from La Palma. We have been discussing the last 2 days, 3 days in El Hierro. No, sorry, she's the director of El Hierro Island, and we have been discussing in how to affect. It was the first international Congress in oceans. And okay, the floor is yours, Llorena. We don't see her in a right way. Okay, sit in my place.
No problem.
Okay, and Llorena is going to allow me to, as an introduction, El Hierro is a very small island, very beautiful.
Yes.
Around 7,000 inhabitants, and is an example how innovation, but also size, it can be very good in the innovation, from an innovation point of view. What I mean is, from an energy point of view, El Hierro is an example. They are able to produce 60% of the energy from hydroelectric energy. And okay, you have the floor from the Reserva of Biosfera. Yurena.
Thank you, Juanma, for this invitation. I am the manager of El Hierro Biosphere Reserve. El Hierro is the smallest of the Canary Islands, and we are proud to say that the island bid on sustainable. We have a famous and pioneer project of hydro wind renewable energy called Corona del Viento. Yesterday, we have finished the first Congress of the Ocean, in which with the biological world corridor of the ocean, in which relevant authorities and sensitive belonging of Macaronesia took part. From Biosphere Reserve, we will continue working in different relevant sustainable projects, not only related to the ocean, but also to biodiversity and environment. Since July this year, we belong to the Biological World Corridor as 0 kilometers of the seafloors.
Okay, and that's it. What I would like to highlight is El Hierro wants to propose El Hierro as a living lab island in any field of projects. Why not with you funding, with you in the field of renewable energy, but also in the field of recycling or in the field of circular economy or water. And on behalf of the president of El Hierro, Alpidio Armas, I want to thank Yurena for coming from El Hierro here. And on behalf of that new network of biodiversity of the Reservas of la Biosfera worldwide. Anyway, we are now to connect with we are now to switch on the video, the first video about Line Island speaking points. Okay.
When we were planning our activities around COP26, we identified a vital conversation missing in the climate crisis discussion, and more importantly, from the COP26 agenda itself. That was about consumption and the need to address it. Everything we consume, from flights to food, to fashion, to furnishings, has an impact on our climate. So we believe that to truly end our contribution to the climate crisis, we're all going to have to rethink how we consume, not just here in Scotland, but around the world. We recently published a material flow account for Scotland, which revealed that around 4/5, 80% of our footprint comes from the products and materials we manufacture, we use, and ultimately throw away. This amounts to about 100 million tonnes of materials every year coming into our economy. Put another way, that's about 18.4 tonnes per person per year. And scientists would say that a more sustainable level of consumption is actually 8 tonnes per person per year. So we're already consuming more than double, a more sustainable level, which clearly is a very hard statistic to face. And whilst that Scotland's figures, it is likely that is a similar picture in many countries around the world. So we need to change from this make, use, dispose of culture, referred to as the linear economy, to a more circular one, where we maximise the value of products and materials we use to make them last as long as possible. And I know that in the past 20 years, the clothing production has roughly doubled, meaning it now makes up 10% of total global carbon emissions. In fact, textile production produces an estimated 1.2 billion tonnes of CO2 equivalent per year, and that is more than international flights and maritime shipping combined. So we know that the scale of the problem is significant, but there are a number of incredible organisations now doing wonderful, inventive things to tackle these figures, but we all know that we have to do a lot more. Recycling clothing and textiles or opting for eco-friendly fashion ranges don't go far enough in combating the decades of overproduction that's led to the throwaway culture or fast fashion, which has put such a significant strain on our natural resources and caused such a catastrophic environmental impact. So as well as consuming less, we need to use what we already have. It always amazes me that the statistic shows that in the UK, the average UK household has about £4,000 worth of clothing in its wardrobe, a third of which has not been used for a year. So we need to think about how we utilise that resource that's already available, either by ourselves or by others, through whether that's selling on, donating to charity, or simply sharing that with a number of sharing platforms that are now available. But we need to consume in a way that makes things last, or even use some of the emerging business models around renting or leasing. I was actually on a webinar the other week with Gordon Renouf, the founder of Good On You, which is a company that rates ethical and sustainable brands, so we can all see exactly what the impact of our clothing really is on the planet and wider society. He actually had a very interesting take on the mindset of, if we started to, instead of looking at the price of clothing and thinking whether it's cheap or expensive, is actually thinking about, well, how often am I going to wear this? How long is this going to last? And then, if you're buying something which you're going to wear a lot of and you're going to own it for a number of years, then the price of the actual wear is actually in pennies rather than pounds. And it might just make you think differently about how you're consuming things. So today you'll have the pleasure of enjoying a fantastic panel of experts looking at other ways we can overcome the obstacles faced by that fashion and textile industry in exciting, innovative and sustainable ways. I'm thrilled that Michael Cusack of ACS Clothing will be part of that panel today. We've had the pleasure of working with him and his company for quite some time. It's based in Scotland. They're leading the way in sustainable fashion. Their goal is to improve not just sustainability of ACS, but the wider industry in delivering ecological, robust, low-cost, dependable, profitable services to all its customers. So really are a wonderful team. So anyway, I'm confident you will all leave today with a clearer understanding of how you can make real change and hopefully a bit of fire in your belly too. Thank you.
Sorry, we have listened this message from Zero Waste Scotland, who is our partner organizer of this event today. And again, what I would like is to highlight that we are looking for new models of reinvent a respectful fashion and textile. With the social and environment and economical sustainable approach. This event, we pretend to contribute to this strategic vision for a sustainable future by prompting a change in paradigm and establishing the basis for a circular economy which respects the planet boundaries and which stands up for biodiversity. Now, we are going to the round table. We have 5 panelists and 2 questions that will walk us through innovation, sustainability, and circular economy. I would like to say hello to Michael Cusack from Scotland, Head of Sustainability Business Transformation at ACS Clothing Scotland. Michael. After, we will have David Ayo, Head of Sustainability of Textiles. I think you are in Sabadell, in Spain, or in Barcelona. Yes, after we have also Mercedes Peira, Argentina, a spokesperson of Mr. Alejandra Goudi, designer and president of the Association of Sustainable Fashion in Argentina Designer. Also from Argentina, we have the contact of the writer and professor, Mr. Luis Lehmann. We have the opportunity to be in other events in the past. Buenas tardes, Luis. Bueno, buenos días, they are in Argentina. And in Spain, in Madrid, we have Mr. Salam Yalda, founder from Lead Regenerative Innovation and Business Design Humanization, representing also in our consortium in the EU project, Circular Innovoster and the accelerator CircoAx. Let's start with the questions. First question, what are your contributions concerning the circular economy and the fashion and textile industry, and how well do they match the world's behaviors in terms of attaining sustainability? Please, you have 3 minutes, each of you, and we start with Michael. The floor is yours.
Hello, everyone. My name's Michael Cusack. I head up sustainability and business transformation. My purpose in life is very, very simple. It's to drive sustainability in my industry and deliver net zero in my company and strive to deliver it in our industry too. Over the last 3 years, we have built upon our traditional men's formal hire capability to respond to the fashion rental and resale market opportunities by designing and developing services that no one else can offer in the market. Our unique selling proposition contains significant environmental, social, ethical, and economical value to customers. We have improved our business models by including a software platform that builds and manages all rental model aspects, re-engineering our current business models to make them circular and more carbon free, making us a credible, socially just organization, enhancing our biodiversity, providing a large-scale textile care infrastructure that includes the sanitizing, inspection, repairing, cleaning, finishing, storage, picking, and shipping of garments. Partner with organizations such as the Ellen MacArthur Foundation, the Scottish Government, and US fashion giants Castle to create real movement to net zero for our industry. We are leading the fashion industry towards the sharing economy by disrupting the current bloated, linear, buy, wear, replace approach and transforming it into a zero carbon, circular, borrow, use, return model. We have embraced technology in our quest to contribute to the circular fashion economy. Examples of our innovation are the use of eco-friendly ozone gas to sanitize our garments, kill COVID-19 and other viruses, and eliminate odors from garments. Harvest rainwater and reuse waste laundry water to reduce our water consumption and reduce our emissions. Researching the introduction of nanoparticles into water used to create steam at a lower temperature and reducing our energy consumption by up to 1/3. Investing in solar panels to limit our carbon footprint, the introduction of liquid carbon dioxide, garment cleaning machines as an alternative to traditional chemical-based dry cleaning methodologies. We work in partnership with all our local universities to continue this innovation. We work with organizations like the Ellen MacArthur Foundation, who accredit our circular model. Over the last 3 years, we have already delivered a 60% reduction in emissions, a 40% reduction in electrical energy consumption, and a 50% reduction in water usage. We are accelerating towards net zero by 2025. We have created a biodiversity bubble around our facility in partnership with the local community. We've applied to be a B Corp. ACS is powering the fashion industry towards a net zero future.
Okay, thank you very much, Michael. And remind what he has explained, and let's work together in this next years with the help of this recovery plan from each country. Anyway, we connect now with Catalunya in Spain with Mr. David Ayo. Bona tarda, Head of Sustainability of Textiles.
Thank you very much, Juan
You
Manuel,
can explain what S4 is.
yes, because if not, it will be difficult to understand what we are doing. We are the main Spanish textile manufacturer association. Okay, this means that in our scope are spinners, weavers, dyeing and finishing fabric facilities, garment finishing, all this supply chain, from manufacturers is the people that we are representing and that we are working every day for them. Just well to explain what we are doing regarding like the question that you were sending Juan Manuel to us, we have like 3 main areas of work to try to help our industrials regarding circular economy issues. First of all, we take a part in different working groups, like at international level, at European level, and regional level, to try to look forward how will be like different legislation, trying to be working, for example, in the there is one group that is called FICA from United Nations regarding with decarbonization. So we are working there to try to find standards to measure the carbon footprint and trying to push somehow from our point of view to get like better performance in all the world regarding with decarbonization. In European level, we are inside of EUClimateAction regarding with different things that are moving the European Union in legislation, in circular economy, end of waste, eco directive, eco design directive. Well, there are many legal issues. So we are there giving our point of view from the industry, which are the people who are working in the yarns, in the fabrics, and so on. Later, we work different European programs that will help our industrials. We have there opening 8 different projects, some regarding with circular economy and learning. We have one platform already. We were teaching more than 4,000 students around all the world with some open course. It is called Ecotex. Later, we have some accelerator programs. For sure that Sharam will explain, and Juan Manuel was explaining CircoAx, but we have other in parallel that is stand up, that is cross-border through Mediterranean area, that is really important there to empower the woman and the circular economy issues, because the legislation in many Mediterranean countries, it is don't have the level of the legislation here, so they need to increase like regarding with waste, with water emissions. So in that project we have acceleration and we will help them. And later we have like other projects that if you visit our website you can see. And later the most beautiful thing that we do is to help directly our industrials in different topics, like in the most part of our industrial are SMEs. We have like 400 almost 500 associates like in our own, but in Spain we have like 3,000 companies that are in the scope that I was explaining before. So we are helping them somehow, like with technical assistance, like because they are our associates. And there we try to find for them the best stakeholders to help them in different issues, like in energy, doing like buying the energy directly without any commercial part in the middle, and even in renewables and through PPA schemes. Yes, Juan Manuel, I am finishing, just 1 second. And later we find like the best stakeholders for them to try to do better wastewater management, to install photovoltaic systems. We have touched too with the university. So in the end, we are trying to create the perfect ecosystem to our industrials could develop and could get like better environmental and social performance. And later, well, we are doing many things, but I don't have time to
Thank you very much, David. As you can see, is the approach of a non-profit organization, and congratulations. Let's move to Argentina, to Mercedes Peira, and you have the word. How do you see from Argentina that? You are in silent, Alejandra. Sí, Mercedes. Adelante. 3 minutos.
Well, for us, do you need to speak in English, no? Yes,
please.
We have to. Yes, okay, so I am Mercedes Pereira. I am a sustainable designer, member of AMSUAR, Asociación de Moda Sostenible Argentina. I will be the voice of Alejandra Guigi, our president and fundator of AMSUAR. So I will introduce who is Alejandra. I've worked in the fashion industry for over 35 years, and during those many years, I've learned that fashion is culture. It is a powerful tool that can make changes in people's behavior and society in general. I believe the key to be global is to act locally and include all the regions of the country and regional economies while addressing each culture identity. In 2018, AMSUAR introduced the program Fashion Takes Care for You to recognize in caring, respect, and love a way of life that contributes to the creation of a better world. This will allow entrepreneurs from all sectors to incorporate it and become interested in the sustainability and the triple impact of their projects. Like as designers, we are social communicators. We create trends. And if so, shouldn't we have to question ourselves before doing so? What is the trend we want to install? What mark do we want to leave? As designers should make decisions that are not only guided by aesthetics, but also by values. A fashion that takes care of your needs, agents, a fashion that takes care need agents of change. We are those who dare to be innovative and disruptive to generate new paths. Any of us can be that agent of transformation. A fashion industry that produces without exploiting people and nature is looking after us. Caring is being alert and protecting those we love. Let us work to be conscious, not only by designers, but like citizens to achieve sustainable creativity, because for us, sustainability equals care and care equals love. For us, trash is not, there's not a thing like trash. Trash is the beginning of a new life. That's why we work with industrial trash. We work with cooperatives, with collectors, streets of trash.
Alejandra,
And from them, pardon?
sorry, we are out of time.
Pardon.
Okay, but connected still in Argentina, we connect with Mr. Lehman, Luis Lehman. Please, you are switched on. Okay, go ahead.
Hello, Juanma, how are you? Well, first of all, thank you very much, Finnova Foundation and Zero Waste Scotland for the invitation. I want to focus my answer on my vision regarding what is happening in Latin America. The pandemic impact on the economy has been greater than in other places. At the same time, we can observe growing political instability. However, textile markets are trying to recover and continue to grow as before the COVID crisis. In that sense, this year, like the whole world, it tries to take advantage of the rebound. The strategic location, the quality of their clothing, processes, and their workforce are its main attractions. The continent have a great export potential, led by Mexico, El Salvador, Brazil, Guatemala, and Nicaragua. Also Peru, which has a roadmap for the circular economy of its industry, also has great export potential due to well-differentiated raw materials such as fibers from its camelids, alpacas, llamas, and vicuñas, and its cottons. Among cities, Bogota is trying to boost its industries like Buenos Aires its design. In the way of the potential application of circular economy, I do not think that we are late as a region. Need and opportunity can go hand in hand due to the adaptability, innovation, and creativity of the Latin American textile industry Circular business models can provide concrete tools for a reactivation that not only brings economic benefits, but also environmental and social, promoting the creation of new quality jobs in formal sector that is very important for the continent. In this sense, I always highlight the values proposed by the European Green Deal, which is why I believe that this type of conference is very important for the transmission of experiences.
Okay, thank you very much. Saram Jalda, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Juan Manuel, for inviting me, from Finova and Zero Waste Scotland as well, for being here. I would just like to say, I mean, Human Nation is a, let's say, co-design agency for innovation and business towards a sustainable fourth sector business ecosystem, let's say. We are very aware of the climate emergency, the biodiversity crisis, the whole ecological, collapsing ecological situation, and also the social side of it as well. But also the personal existential crisis we're going through at the moment. One of them might be the climate anxiety. So, from a planet-centered and human-centered point of view, we help innovative processes and solutions to think about how to address these challenges. We believe in disruptive innovation because we think incremental innovation and just solutions that are tackling the symptoms is not enough. We need actually to change our mindset, and we need to change systems. We have to have systemic change to be able to tackle this. So we think it has to happen very quickly in the next 10 years, as we know has been recommended. So this kind of mindset shift requires an ecosystem. So when we worked with the Circular project at the time, we saw the call for COSME, and we applied basically for the COSME program, thanks for the funding from the European Commission. And with the partners, IED, Tex4, Finova, and Circulab, the consortium was formed to create an alternative kind of accelerator, which creates a collaborative kind of approach, funding, mentorship for a different kind of mindset. And what we hope is at the end, we have zebras, not unicorns. We want to accelerate it where zebras collaborate together, where the ecosystems are focused on SMEs, on resilient local economies to recover, for example, the textile industry in Spain, and to protect the local industries, but also all around Europe to support local textile industries and protect the ecological solutions so that it can't be invaded by lower cost and lower legislation kind of solutions coming from outside, where it's produced in other countries. So that's what we hope for.
Thank you very much, Saram. Let's move to the questions 2. How can enterprises, stakeholders, investors, consumers, and policymakers actively engage in contributing to these efforts? In other words, what are the strategies that all these agents need to take up in their work, daily life to ensure sustainability? Based on your experience, Michael.
It's my experience that we cannot solely rely on the efforts of governments to fight climate change. Companies such as mine have a compelling role to play. Leaders such as ours can muster resources, innovation and action, and influence a wide network that many in governments and civil society cannot do on their own. Collaborations and alliances between enterprises, stakeholders, investors, consumers, and policymakers, and new combinations and applications of policy, technology, and finance provide a compelling approach to ensuring sustainability. My time working in a range of organizations in different countries and industries leads me to conclude that big sustainability issues affect different industries and companies differently. Change can only happen when everyone can see the benefit. We're a benchmark brand, an advocate for corporate, social, and environmental sustainability. It's said by those in the know that we have a greater potential to create change. So why not empower us more? Our current impact in our local communities is significant, but if we were supported more, our effect would be seismic. Do you know what? We desperately need real legislation that levels the playing field between sustainable organisations such as mine and global fast fashion giants. We pay at least the real living wage in the UK. We invest in developing and recruiting those most disadvantaged in our local communities. We look after the welfare of our staff, and we are driving down our emissions towards net zero. This all comes at a cost, and generally speaking, consumers are still price sensitive. Low cost fashion still remains very attractive to many. Why can't we level the playing field by eliminating VAT from sustainable fashion products and services? Think about the effect of fast fashion on human rights and the environment. Let's switch from talking and focus on action. If we all make just one small sustainability improvement in our lives, then the entire world would benefit and we might just save the planet. It's common sense. It shouldn't be difficult. The funding and technology exists. There are armies of experts available. So let's do it, and now.
Thank you. Thank you, Michael. Let's move again to David. Please, in one word, because we are out of time.
Yes,
Try to reduce your
I
comment.
only want to send a very clear message here, and it is that the market should recognize the sustainability. Everybody is speaking related with sustainability, but in the end, the people who has better performance related with waste, with water, decarbonization, chemical management, and whatever you are doing, everything perfect, but later the market doesn't recognize that and sometimes only ask about price. And this is not happening only in the fashion. It happened with our manufacturers in automotive or in home textiles or technical textiles or whatever. So this is my message, that the market should recognize like the best practices for all the stakeholders, and this you could apply to investors with ESG criteria, or to the law, to the policymakers, or to whatever, you know. But this is the only message that I wanted to send: the recognition of the market regarding with sustainability.
Thank you very much, Alejandra. Please connect. What are your key message to all the agents and actors of the industry?
Well, I think
in 1 minute.
Yes, 1 minute. There is no such thing as trash. Trash is the beginning of a new life. We work with trash. We ask everybody. We join with people from all Argentina. That's why we were telling you about recollectors, street recollectors, trash recollectors. And we work with that and we change that. We use any trash to make fashion. And also that one clothes you can use for one, the second, third, many opportunities. We take care of women that here, like, you know, in our countries in Latin America, that's a subject we have to still working, helping in discussing and fundamental protecting women. And we work with women from the Puna, far away from the north of Argentina, discovering their traditions, their own culture. We believe that culture, I mean, fashion is culture, preserving our tradition, revaluing our tradition and changing for a new, giving a new opportunity, and love, taking care of everybody, each of us. And especially for companies, they have to review their traceability according to Argentinian reality, measure the ecological impact of their production, and also promoting social inclusion, diversify the genre, commit to its activity being aware of the problem of climate change, include fine alliances with sustainable designers, innovation with industrial waste, and especially design with values of sustainable world.
Thank you, Alejandra. Let's move now to Mr. Lehmann. Luis, please. No, you are now in silent, please.
One tweet: beyond the technical issues, with a holistic vision of development I believe that a circular economy can make a great contribution to the textile sector, but especially means an essential cultural change. We have to become aware of the impact of human beings' economic activity on the climate. This process of consciousness change is what will allow to obsolete linear economy to be left behind, generating an authentic circular revolution with the human being at center. Thank you very much, Juanma.
Thanks a lot. Saram, rápido.
Yes, great. Yeah, I totally agree with what everyone said. I think the two things we need is the markets that are protected, so that for 50 years we've been supporting the race to the bottom from an environmental and social perspective, allowing companies to go to wherever and pollute and at the lowest cost, and created this fast fashion industry. Now what we need to do top down is legislate and protect the companies that are not polluting, that are not externalizing the costs. And also we need to protect the SMEs, which is what like the COSME program is doing. We need to create resilient local SME economies again, relocalize. So that's one of the important principles of circular economy, and create for-purpose fourth sector organizations. So companies, I totally agree with what also Luis said, is that the heart of this is the consumers, entrepreneurs, and businessmen consciousness of the gravity of the situation we face, and awareness and authenticity. We don't want any more diluting the message and business as usual. We need to make a real change and action right now, and we need to protect these industries that are doing good work, and we need to fund them. Thank you very much for.
Thanks a lot, Saram. And now time to move to the following panel, and we are talking of something quite important. Is the announcement of the winner of the special edition of Sustainable Textile Startup Europe Awards in COP26. And Saram will take the floor.
Yes, thank you very much for the opportunity. And I think that I was very surprised when I opened the letter and found the winner of the special edition for 2021 of the Startup Europe Awards, which is an acceleration program, thanks to Finova Foundation, who is supporting this program with the Committee of Regions and the European Parliament, with support of the European Commission. And the winner of the award is EUClimateAction, who are here with us.
Yes. And if I may, just for explaining, Startup Europe Awards is that open innovation, that methodology from DG Connect, Startup Europe, that allow to us to identify the best ideas. In this case, what we were looking for is solutions that combine circular economy with social innovation. And then now we are going to Portugal, to Oporto, where we have a mother with her daughter with a quite interesting project, EUClimateAction. You have the word, and please explain, because you can inspire in other place, because look, what they are doing is really great. They are helping the social integration of some women in the field of circular economy. The floor is yours.
Many thanks for your introduction, Saram and Juanma. Thank you for your support.
Speak louder, please.
Thank you for your support for these hours. We are very happy to be with you here. EUClimateAction is a circular fashion brand that fights against climate change and are worried about social inclusion.
Yes.
In concrete.
Yes, when we learned that 87% of the clothing that's produced in a year worldwide is actually being wasted, we realized we had to do something. So we kept researching, and we discovered that only 1% of these textiles are being recycled. So we came up with a solution that it's using high quality textiles before this reprocessing of the fiber. This means we reuse and rework the materials that already exist to create new clothing.
Can you explain how do you do that?
Concreting, for example.
Yes, concrete. Going to the point, please.
We rescue these high quality shirts from men and we transform in these tops, okay?
And we also rescue premium bed linen from luxury hotels and
Ladies.
and we make the
shirts.
timeless pieces like the one she's wearing.
Yes.
This, for example, compared with a cotton shirt that would be produced in a linear economy system, saves up to 3,000 liters of water, which is the water that any of you would drink in 5 years. We also, as Juan Manuel said, we produce all this clothing in a social atelier locally in Madrid.
We work for social impact because the women who make our clothes are women who suffer from sexual trafficking. And then we are very happy to improve with these women together with a brand atelier. And then we think that is a good opportunity to have a good synergy with these brave women.
Moreover, we're also researching on circular natural dyes to enrich the high quality textiles we are rescuing. We want to use olive oil production waste to make natural dyes for textiles. With this, we will be creating a key synergy between the industrial and the textile, the agricultural and the textile sectors. And we will be fighting waste in both of the industries. For developing this project, we're looking for a partner in the chemical sector. So if you know any,
if you know.
Yes, and well, in conclusion, we believe that every little action towards the circular economy really counts, and we are confident that only together we can achieve a healthier present. Thank you very much for the award and for all your support.
Thank you very much.
Okay, and what will be the award? The award will be what we can do together from now. What we are trying to convince this mother and daughter is how to accelerate this, because it's a reality. They are now helping women that comes from the sexual traffic, from the forced prostitution, and into a new life where they learn a new work with this textile. Thanks some big companies as Ellis is a multinational that provide that material that is not anymore valid in hotels, and that can and means a new way of innovation, of social innovation and integration. Not only that, what we pretend is to submit a live project in circular economy in what is a big challenge, because we are talking of the next 30 of November. But we have excellent experts as Saram Yalla. Perhaps Saram can help us also in mentoring Nuria and also her daughter in how to promote this project. We are in contact with some important hotels companies, but also they are in contact with Ellis. And in this public-private partnership, we are going to work with a regional government that they have said we are interested in that, because of course, textile waste from hotels is a very important problem, especially in islands, like Balearic Islands or Canary Islands, or in all over the world. Okay, feel free to contact us, because we are looking for a working group. We have some experts like Uli or Marta Castander that they will be involved in this new project. We pretend to obtain 1 million euros from the European Commission to do that, not only in Madrid, in other places. The message for other countries is we have some financial tools to cooperate. EUClimateAction in Latin America. What about the triangular cooperation? Alejandra, we could work from now, and is our colleague Natalia, and I want to thank here all the team that has been coordinating this event of today. That means why not to connect Text4, or why not to connect Isonorte Foundation here in Canary Islands with the Foundation Sustainable Argentina. That's triangular cooperation. It means funding from the European Union to exchange these good ideas. For example, from the EUClimateAction and others. We are working in CIRCOAS. We will provide you new ideas to implement. Also, we have the program EUClimateAction, what helps fighting against climate change. What facilitate to be today, thanks COP26. But we have just 4 minutes to end. But we don't want to finish today in 4 minutes. We want to be in contact in creating a new network to help to enlarge what CIRCOAX community means and the next textile generation. We will be in contact to do real these projects. If I may, I would like we have to be stay tuned, and I want to offer the closing session to Mr. Eduardo Calderón, that is hosting us today in La Palma. Is gerente of Isonorte, and he will share with us some comments, please. Sí, pues lo que tú quieras. What is, in some words, what Fundación Isonorte is doing? Okay, floor is yours. From La Palma, and let's think that La Palma needs all our help today because of this drama of volcanoes.
A ver, yo te hablo en español.
Sí, yo te traduzco rápido.
Vale. Yo lo que te puedo contar, Isonorte, es que es una fundación que ha creado una empresa que crea empleo protegido para gente de exclusión social, utilizando el residuo textil.
Okay, again, Isonorte Foundation is a foundation created by an enterprise to social inclusion with the waste from textile.
Vale. Para ello tenemos una red de contenedores recogida textil en los 14 municipios de la isla.
For that, Isonorte has 14 different places to recollect the waste.
Ese residuo textil lo traemos a unos almacenes donde es clasificado y lo ponemos en venta en 5 tiendas de ropa de segunda mano. Y con esa actividad estamos generando a día de hoy 10 puestos de trabajo para personas de exclusión social.
Okay, it means that they classify that, and they have different shops where they sell that clothes, and with that money they create new jobs.
Esa actividad la hacemos en una isla de 700 kilómetros cuadrados, de 80.000 habitantes, donde tenemos ahora mismo el volcán con una actividad muy molesta, con muchísima ceniza que limita mucho la actividad y estropea mucho el residuo textil.
Okay, the island is just 700 square kilometers, and they have 18,000 inhabitants, and of course the volcano is affecting the daily life and the daily work.
Como dato de referencia, el año pasado recogimos 200 toneladas de ropa en la isla.
The last year they recollect 200 tons last year.
Y como actividad vinculada a todo el tema de la economía circular, hace un par de años que hemos empezado también a la recogida de tapones y que luego son triturados y para hacer envases nuevos de plástico. Y el año pasado procesamos 36 toneladas de tapones.
Okay, last year they have received 36 tons of plastic, what is important in Iceland for preventing that waste in the ocean. We are at the end of the session. And my final question, do you agree to work with the EUClimateAction and with other partners in Argentina and with Text4 perhaps for implementing here a project for that helping women from the sexual traffic or doing clothes?
Entiendo que me preguntas que si quiero establecer relaciones de partenariado.
Sí.
Desde luego que sí, encantado. Además nos entenderemos en el idioma.
Ok, pues ya se ha terminado nuestro tiempo. Quiero agradecer a todo el equipo técnico que ha hecho... I want to thank to all our team that has facilitated this event, United Nations, of course, my team, Natalia, Maria José, Eduardo, and all the team that has facilitated this. For all the speakers, congratulations for the effort. And I would like you have that positive energy to do real what we can do. And there are funding, there are ideas, there are networking. Let's work together. Saram, David, I count on you to help the LateWare to do that, not just in Madrid, but why not in Argentina, in Chile, Peru, or in Africa, in everywhere. Thank you very much. From La Palma, in Canary Islands, thanks for your time, and we keep in touch. Let's work together.
Yes, let's work together.
Bye.
Adios.
Bye. Bye-bye.
The whole island of La Palma
Adios.
has
Bye bye.
And today,
Thank you very
want
much.
to tell you why we are so much more than just a protected space. Being a biosphere reserve means recognizing
Chao, gracias. Seguimos en contacto.
it's a space of coexistence. It's protecting our way of life. It's recognizing the legacy left for us from others who have passed. It's creating a protective space, more so than a protected space. It's dreaming of new horizons. For those who are here and those who are coming, it's knowing that to look at the sea is to look at the future. It's recognizing our uniqueness. It's knowing that each one of us, we are a biosphere.
Scotland and much of the world has declared a climate emergency. Global emissions are destroying our planet, and if we carry on as we are, it's set to get worse. 4/5 of Scotland's carbon footprint comes from products and materials, and the production, consumption and waste of these products and materials are heating the earth at an alarming rate. This includes the energy required to grow, make, process and transport them. Whether they are made here in Scotland or elsewhere, climate change doesn't respect borders. It affects everyone. Roughly 3 planets would be required if everyone lived the way people live in Scotland, and we only have one. But Scotland can show the world another way. For Zero Waste Scotland, that means leading Scotland to use products and resources responsibly, making Scotland a pioneer of the circular economy, just as we were a pioneer of the Industrial Revolution. Our organisation is already at the heart of a political and public shift in attitudes towards the environmental consequences of our lifestyles, making us a lighthouse for the circular economy. Our strategic outcomes will focus on where, as a society, we can have the greatest impact on climate change. They include responsible consumption, helping people live sustainable lives so we don't exhaust the Earth's natural resources. Responsible production, changing the way industry designs and trades goods so materials are kept in circulation for as long as possible. And maximising value from waste and energy, so where waste occurs, we make sure we reuse or recycle as much as we can. But we need to do more, much more. Of course, it won't be easy, but with our dedicated people, great relationships with partners, and trust from businesses and organisations, we are well placed to achieve it. And we need others to help, both locally and internationally. To meet the scale of the challenge, we need to evolve as an organisation. That's why we're transforming Zero Waste Scotland to meet our ambitions. Investing in our staff and building valuable partnerships will define our future success. Through our values of being pioneering, collaborative, focused and authentic, we will show the world how to live a truly low-carbon life. This is our vision, this is our future, this is our plan. Are you ready to help make it happen?